Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Shemal, Shabbat Shem Kakodash. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. And I'm going to entitle this video, The President of Zambia Will Not Accept Babylon's Fornication. So I'm not going to let you listen to this. We may take it down, copyright and all that. But what I will do is leave the link in the description box. And this is going to be a super short video. This is Revelation 17. I'll start at the first verse. I want to read down to the fourth verse, maybe even the fifth. And I may go to other places and maybe look for the word fornication, mainly in Revelation, not in any other scripture right now. I want to make this short. It says the doom of Babylon. You have people that say Babylon is Rome. For example, perfect example. Let me prove it. Let me just give you the receipt. The people at the Blue Letter, they believe that Babylon is Rome, which they're clearly wrong on. But they get big close. If they would say the second Rome, they would be right. So let me put in Babylon. Capital B. Lord. Okay. Mainly the New Testament. Let's go to Revelation 18, verse 10. Okay, so it says, standing far off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. We'll read the 21st verse, Revelation 18:21. A mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. So we know what Babylon is referring to. So let me just go here. Let me click on Babylon, Revelation 18:10. Now remember, there's two Babylons. There's two Romes. Revelation 13:1. Babylon. It's not the Vatican City. It's not the Roman Catholic Church system. Anyway, Babylon confusion, a very large and famous city. How big is a city? A city is as big as its citizens. If this becomes a completely new world order, then guess what? You're a citizen of the world. So the whole planet Earth becomes a city. A city is as big or as small as the number of people that are part of the city, the citizens of a city. Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey, they can become one state, which is a big city. So you become a citizen of the tri-state, which they're going to give it another name. They had talks not even a month ago where you had President Biden. Oh, by the way, there's talk that they're trying to get Biden. They're getting ready to push Biden out. Now, Kamala Harris is not going to be the president because the good old boys, they're not going to accept that. They'll tear this country down before they let a black woman be president. You let alone a white woman. And so what they're saying is it might be Gavin Newsom from out of California. This is an inside club. So they shuffle the deck around. They shake up the pot. and you got a bunch of people in there. It's the same people. Okay, this time you're gonna be the president. 4 years from now, you're gonna be the president. You know, it's a rigged game. It says the residents of Babylonia kings situated on the banks of Euphrates. That's that old Babylon. So they're right on that because it speaks about Babylon, ancient Babylon. Then it speaks about the daughter of Babylon, which is not Babylon. Cyrus had formerly captured it, but Darius Histaspes threw down its gates and walls, and Xerxes destroyed the temple of Belus. At length, the city was reduced to almost solitude, the population having been drawn off by the neighboring Seleucia, built on the Tigris, which is talking about ancient Babylon, by Seleucus Nicanor of the territory of Babylonia, ancient Babylon, allegorically of Rome as the most corrupt seat of adultery and of idolatry, and the enemy of should be true Christianity, which are the Israelites. We are the true Christians. Let me read that again. Allegorically of Rome as, now he should say the second Rome. Like I said, go to Revelation 13, start from read the first couple of verses, first 3 verses. Matter of fact, read the whole chapter. As the most corrupt seat of idolatry and the enemy of true, should be true Christianity, which are the elect of Israel. So let me show you this here. Okay, like I said, I'm not gonna let you see this, but I'll leave the link in the description box. And let me come back over here. Let me come back over here to okay, fornication. And there came one of the 7 heads. I didn't even read this. And there, so I guess it's going to be somewhat long. And there came Revelation 17:1, and there came, anytime you read in the book of Revelation, it's referring to future prophecies. Some have taken past, it speaks about when Esau came into power after the 1,000 years, Revelation 20. And then you have a lot of revelation that's speaking about things that's going to happen in our time. And the book of Revelation is a fascinating book. It's a fascinating book. And the whole book is dedicated to prophecies. It says, and there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And that judgment is by fire. And see, the scriptures have to be written in code, because if it was written right out, they would destroy all the Bibles. So who's that great whore? It's not the Roman Catholic Church. It's not Vatican City. It's not ancient Rome. Now, if you say it's the new Rome, then you're hitting on something. With whom the kings of the earth, the nations, the leaders of the other nations, have committed fornication. So what does fornication mean? Fornication, in a few words, means corruption. Anything that comes out of America is corrupt. These laws protecting these people, you can, adultery happens all over America. Moism happens all over America. There's no laws against it. Being a freak, uh, sleeping around, or they don't honor the Most High. There's no such thing as a Sabbath in America. You can work 7 days a week in America. You can go shopping 7 days a week. The Sabbath says you're not supposed to do anything. On the Lord says you're not supposed to do anything on the Sabbath. So at one time you had in America blue laws where everything was shut down on Sunday, which was their Sabbath. So they did away with that. I remember when the liquor stores were closed on Sundays. And they changed that where they said, okay, you can open on Sundays, but you got to close it some other week or like on a Tuesday. But then they threw that out. So now you can go to a liquor store, which, like I said, liquor stores would be closed on a Sunday, along with everything, grocery stores. So everything would be closed. Back when I was young, everything was closed. It was like a ghost town anywhere you live in America. I know in the New York tri-state area it was that way. And you still have blue laws in certain parts of New Jersey. I don't know about the whole New Jersey, but everything was closed down. So if you're going to do something, you make sure you do it on a Saturday or Friday. And if you have plans on Sunday, forget about them plans. But they threw that out the window. So this system is totally against the Most High. But then you have the American people, they'll pray to God and God bless it. No. How in the hell can God bless America when you don't even honor the Sabbath? When you pass laws to protect, those people. And that's why when this thing comes, it's coming as a thief. As Peter said, this is going to come as a thief in the night. It's going to come when you're not aware of it, man. Everybody going to be going about their business. They're going to be going to stores, and they're going to be putting their right hand and getting scanned, or their forehead. They're going to put that gun in their forehead to scan them to see if they can buy things. That's what the CBDC is all about. See, the CBDC, the central bank digital currency, is going to take place, and that's going to lead to the MOTB. So you got these other camps trying to say what the MOTB is, and they're dead wrong. SOT is dead wrong. WFI is dead wrong. ISUPK is dead wrong. IUIC is dead wrong. Pretty much all these camps. GMS is the only one teaching it. Sakari is teaching it, but they're not pushing it. They're not defending that part of the gospel. They need to jump on the bandwagon with us and get on these camps. We're the only ones that's attacking these guys in the spirit about them going off, and they're going off. And if they don't repent, they'll most likely take it. They might repent at the last minute. Hell, Bishop Nathaniel might repent. He might actually look, don't take it. Just don't take it. I don't mean what GMS says mean, but just don't take it anyway. Now they might say don't take it because the Lord speaks about putting cuttings into your flesh. You understand? Anyway, Revelation 17:2, with whom the kings, the leaders of the different nations of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of a fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast. And we know who the woman is as opposed to who the beast is. Full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, which represent royalty, being exalted, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her head was a name written, Mystery Babylon, because Babylon is a mystery. Is it the Vatican City? Is it Rome itself? Is it Jerusalem? Because when you read Revelation 11, it seems to suggest that it's Jerusalem. So it's a mystery. It's not a mystery to us. Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, meaning if you go to a brothel, you have the madam. She's the mother of the other harlots and abominations of the earth, of the whole earth. She's corrupt and she makes other nations corrupt. That's why you got to see this video right here. And he might very well be a Jake. He got a Jake hairline. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go into the word. Let's pull out some words. Let's deal with the word abominations. Having a golden cup in her hand full of abomination and filthiness of her fornication, what she wants to give to the world. So let's pull out some of these words here. You got this guy, this clown vocab saying, you get these Israelites, they go into the Greek and the Hebrew. They don't even know Greek. But look, we don't have to know Greek and the Hebrew because we can look these words up. We don't have to go and learn fluent Greek and fluent Hebrew. And John kind of lusted after her. He said he wondered after with great admiration. We looked that word up. It means love, and it was that sexual love. He most likely got aroused. Abomination. Let's look up abomination.
Strong's G 946. Deluma.
Deluma. A foul thing, a detestable thing, of idols and things pertaining to idolatry. A foul thing, this is a foul and detestable place. That's why it has to be destroyed by fire. And it has to be, there's a reason why the Most High has to destroy this place by fire. On a smaller level, you deal with the priest. If a priest has a daughter and she's a harlot, the way you don't stone her, you don't chop her head off, you burn her with fire. Let me see if I can find that. Let me do it. Let me put this in. Let me put in harlot. Harlot. Let's see if I can find it. Wait a minute. Let me try this again. Harlot. Okay, that's not it either. Please bear with me. Let me try this. Let me try this. Let's try this. Let's see what happens. Give me a second. Give me a second here. I'm gonna look at my book. I'm gonna look at my book. I got it written down in my red Bible. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I didn't know I was gonna go to this. I hadn't gone through this precept in a while. All praise to Yahweh Shemel Shai. I found it. Give me a second. I want to pull this up. Leviticus 21. It's in the 9th verse. Leviticus 21, verse 9. I'm just kind of reading these verses here. Okay, here it is right here. And the daughter of any priest, if she profane herself by, the word was whore, I put in harlot, by playing the whore, meaning with sleep with two different men, while both of them, well, the one man, the first man is still alive, which is adultery, but she becomes a harlot. And then she might sleep with 3 or 4 men. She profaneth her father, the priest. She shall be burnt with fire. Give me a second. Let me put burn. Let me put burn. I burn her. Okay, now I gotta find this one. Let me try this. Let me try this. Let's see what happens. Give me a second. Let me try one more. Let me try one more thing. Signet. Okay, I found it. I found it. But let me do this. I want to get right to the point. Okay, this is the account of Judah and Tamar. So you can read this whole account right here. Let me do this. Okay, so the word is burnt. Okay, so I'm not going to go into the whole story. Maybe somebody else could do it. Bottom line is Judah gave the man Judah gave uh, gave his son for this woman, right? But the son basically the son died, and the law before the law was set up, it was word of mouth law. The younger son was set up to get with this woman to bear children in the name of his brother, but he didn't want that. He said, "That's not whatever seed come out of her is my brother. It goes in my brother's name. So I'm gonna spill my seed." And when you spill your seed in any way, you know what the law of that is? You get your head chopped. No, that when you spill your seed, you're unclean until the evening. But now, why did the Most High put this man to death? Because he was supposed to honor his brother. So in him spilling the seed was to say, I'm not going to honor my brother. It says, see, the scriptures, see, this is something that the Christians don't go into. It says, and it came to pass about 3 months after that it was told Judah, saying, to mar thy daughter. Now, you know what I got to do? What he did was, bear me for a minute. Okay, it's right here in the 18th verse. So she pulled a fast one on him. So her seed, the seed that came out of her, was out of the seed of Judah, not out of the seed of Judah's sons. I don't want to read the whole chapter. Okay, right here. This verse right here is a key verse. And I'm going into this. I'm kind of going into a side note because I dealt with the reason why the Most High, the importance of why the Most High is going to burn this place. Not the whole world, not NATO, not the EU, but Babylon, the US, is going to be burnt and the whole world is going to see it. That's going to be breaking news around the world. So there's a reason why it has to be taken out in that way. Because he can bring a flood, but he already bring a flood. His prophecy says this time it's going to come by fire. That's what Peter said. So the specific reason why she has to be burnt by fire is because she played that harlot. So it's almost like the Most High is the high priest and has a daughter that went astray. Oh, my daughter's been playing the harlot. She's been playing the whore. What's the law? Burn her. That's why the Most High is going to burn this place. He can give everybody in America disease and they all just drop dead. He can do that. So it says, and she put, because let me just say this, and I've been saying this, and every time I speak on this, Apostle Gabar laughs at it and like shakes his head. Yep. What you got to understand is, and I said this before, and I'll continue to say it, America is nothing but a gigantic altar. That's all it is. But it's an altar filled with wickedness, debauchery, sin. So the Most High sent the prophets down to condemn this place. That's why if they roll up and say, well, if you don't like America, you can leave. You can go back to Africa. Well, this is what you tell them. You say, well, look, We're here because we're the prophets, and the Most High sent us here. And this place is nothing but a big altar, a big gigantic 5,000 miles square altar, 5 meaning power, right? So we're here to stand on the altar and to condemn the altar, and then the Most High is going to take us up, beam us up, and then he meet at the same simultaneously he's going to drop fire on this place. That's why in Isaiah 34 it says it speaks about bullocks and goats and sheep. Who's the bullocks and goats and sheep? They're the people. Why do you say bullocks and goats and sheep and sacrificial animals? Because they're going to be sacrificed. They're going to be sacrificed. So this is going to be the biggest sacrifice in the history of the planet Earth. That's why it's also called the time of Jacob's trouble, because Jacob's trouble is going to be come about right before the altar, is burnt up before the sacrifice. That's all. That's all it is. That's all it is. So if the priest find out his daughter's a harlot, he can't stone her. They'll say, we're going to stone her. Nope, you can't stone her. You can't chop her head off. You can't strangle her. You can't drown her. You have to burn her. And that was in law, but, and we read the law, right? Leviticus 21 and 9. So the law was already there, but it was spoken law. Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed because they were into all kind of debaucherous wickedness. They were foul. So it was known that you wasn't supposed to do that. A man wasn't supposed to be with a man, and a woman's not supposed to be with a woman. And what happens in this country? Well, you got men that change their plumbing. You got women that change their plumbing. This motherfucker got to go. This evil, wicked, demonic fucking place got to fucking go, and it's getting ready to go. U.S. can't pull back Russia, man. They're like, fuck you, man. Russia's basically saying, "Oh, you bringing NATO? Bring the motherfuckers too. You can get some of this too." That's what they're saying. Why? Because the Most High put His spirit on Putin to do what he do. To do what he do. So let me read this. And she put her widow's garment because a brother, one of the sons died. The next one came. The Most High killed them. So there was 2 sons of Judah that got killed. So the inheritance had to come down through Judah or Judah's son. It says, and she put her widow's garments off from her and covered her with a veil and wrapped herself and set in an open place. They called the hostro. She got on the hostro. Give me a second. Please forgive me. Please forgive me there. So let's get back into it. Okay, in an open place, which is by the way to Timnath, for she saw that Shala was grown, and she was not given unto him to wife. Shala was the 3rd son. So he grew up into a man, and Judah was supposed to give the 3rd son to the woman. But Judah said, nah. So guess what? Guess what happened? She pulled a fast one on Judah. Guess what? She became a hoe And Judah wound up saying, you were more righteous than me. And so when Judah saw her, he thought her to be an harlot because she was playing a harlot because she had covered her face. So back then they covered their face. In the case of Isaac first encountering Rebecca, she was covered with a veil. And when they said, well, this is an arranged marriage between you and this guy, and that's the first time they saw each other, and they went in the tent and they had sex. But she took a veil off. Now, these small hat women, they wear wigs. They shave their heads off and they wear wigs. Do you know why they do that? We finally found out. They do that because it goes back to Rebecca. Rebecca took the veil off, so they got to take their veil off and they got to shave, which that has nothing to do with the scriptures. Let me read on. And he turned unto her by the way and said, go to, I pray thee, let me come in unto you. Let me have some sex. Let me get it in. For he knew not that she was the daughter-in-law. And she knew what she was doing. And she said, what wilt thou give me that thou mayest come in unto me? In other words, what am I going to get paid? This was an act of prostitution. He knew that he was getting with a prostitute. And he said, I will send thee a goat from the flock. And she said, wilt thou give me a pledge till thou send it? Which is collateral. And he said, what pledge shall I give thee? And she said, thy signet. What is a signet? It's your sign on the ring. When the ancient world, they had the ring, the king would sign something, then he take a signet. And that's where you get signature from. But a signet is a ring. And thy bracelet and thy staff that is in thine hand. And he gave it her and came in unto her, and she conceived by him. And you know what I want to do? Let me look up the word conceive. No, I'll leave it that way. Conceive means to. Let me do it. Let me do it. Let me look up the word conceived. Did not Mary conceive? Let's see what the word means. Hara. To conceive, become pregnant, bear, be with child, be conceived, progenitor, to conceive, become pregnant, to be conceived, to conceive, contrive, device. Let's go to the root. There's no root. There's no root. But conceive happens with the act of sex, and it really happens when a woman's you know, when she's a virgin. But then they have other children, so she's cut already. But it's a form of cutting. So Mary conceived, meaning there was an act of sex that took place. Let's come back over here. Conceived by him, and she arose and went away and laid by her veil from her and put on garments of her widowhood. And Judah sent the kid by the hand of his friend, the Adulamite, to receive his pledge, his signet, his bracelet, and his staff from the woman's hand, but he found her not. Then he asked the men of the place, saying, where is that harlot? So back then, you didn't sneak around getting a hoe. You openly look for a hoe. There goes a hoe. Hey, there, hey, hoe. You know what I'm saying? And you got with it, and the men will say, oh, he getting that hoe. To show you how fucked up this society is. You don't have to be ashamed for two men to walk down the street holding hands, or two women walking down the street holding hands, or a man dressing like a woman, or a woman dressing like a man, or them changing their. You don't got to be ashamed of it, right? But in this society, you got to be ashamed of getting with a hoe, which you a man getting with a fucking woman. Another reason why this motherfucker got to go, and it's gonna go. It's this is a backward. This is why this place is called Babylon. This is a fucking completely fucked up place. Even you got Israelites with their simple, you know, low IQ brains got all emotional with the whole grape thing. We broke it down the right way, and everybody became, all you niggas became Christians, man, including Sakari. You still a Christian. We're gonna call you Christian Israelites. Then he asked the men of that place, saying, "Where is that harlot? Where that hoe at? It was a hoe. She was sitting right on that rock over there. Did you see that hoe?" It says that was openly by the wayside, and they said there was no harlot in this place. I ain't never seen no hoe around here. Now the hoes be down there. They don't be up in here. There was a hoe. There was a hoe up here. So I'm gonna skip around a little bit. Let me see. I'll go to 23rd verse. And Judah said, let her take it to her, lest we be shamed. Behold, I sent this kid, and thou hast not found her. And it came to pass about 3 months. It was 3 months she was holding the signet, and the ring, and the bracelet, and the staff, that it was told Judah, saying, Tamar, thy daughter-in-law, have played the harlot, and also, behold, she is with child, your child, by whoredom. And Judah said, bring her forth and let her be burnt. The harlot that sitteth upon many waters, the harlot that sitteth upon the scarlet-colored beast, that John was in great admiration, meaning he lusted after her. You Jake, you see a woman with the legs, they got the thick legs and the thick calves, and they got the stilettos on. And you can see the breasts. She got the ocean breasts, big ocean breasts. The hair, the face. She was looking good. She was looking fine, but she was a hoe. When she was brought forth, she went to her father and the father-in-law, which was the father of the child, saying, by the man whose these are, am I with child? And she said, discern, I pray thee, whose are these? The signet, the bracelet, and the staff. So she caught this guy. And Judah acknowledged them and said, she have been more righteous than I. Give me a sec. Anyway, this is what I wanted. At first he said, burn her, right? Because she played the harlot, right? And then what did he say? Where is it? Where the hell is it? And Judah acknowledged them and said, she hath been more righteous than I, because that I gave her not to Shala, my son, which is the third son, and he knew her again no more. Then it speaks about the twins. I'm not going to read the rest of that. But you see the connection there, man. So this is a spiritual thing. That's why this has to be taken out by fire. And that fire was prepared. The Most High put it in the minds of these Germans, these Temanites. We were reading some information. We were speaking yesterday, and we went to Google, and we found out that there was a 1,600 scientists from Germany that went to Russia, I believe, or either America. So it had to be about 1,500, 1,600 that went to Russia, 1,500, 1,600 that went to America to set up that whole space race, because the minds of Esau are Temanites. That's why it speaks about the wisdom of Teman. And I'm gonna say this: they know that they're going to go down in captivity, but in fire. They know that there's going to be a third world war, because they make movies on it, man. They made a movie called Armageddon. They made a movie called Planet of the Apes, where the apes took over and put white people in slavery, and those apes represent Jakes. So you know what? With that, I don't even got to come back over here. You know, I don't got to go into the word fornication. But anyway, you watch this guy, and he's one of the leaders of the nations that do not want to accept what Esau got to give them, Babylon got to give them. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom on to the next one. Shalom.